Everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene, North American Snow Queen. It is Tuesday, the October 9th, and today I wanted to talk to you about a couple different things. The first thing is that I noticed that we're at a point in our lives right now where things are just getting really weird out there. And I'm not sure why that is, but it's quite noticeable to me. What I mean by that is I've been thinking about all the things that have been going on in the last few years. For those of you at the radio station who have heard me playing some music that clearly is indicative that something is strange is occurring in humanity. Let me say big deal. But I think it is a big deal. Because as I've been watching television and I was watching, because I don't have this episode on my DVR, it was called Dan versus the Animal Shelter. Now, unfortunately on the YouTube site, I'm over here, Fluff. I've been watching the show, and there was a couple of things, and there was another also. There was a Family Guy episode that was kind of related, and that what I'm talking about specifically is what the hell is going on with television lately. Let's do it with the Family Guy episode, okay? And then we'll talk about the Dan versus episode. As I said, they're related, but not the same, because different writers and producers. In this Family Guy episode, this guy was really attached to this stray cat he found. And the guys decided that since the cat became so special, this guy, that they would, they were supposed to just try to be mean and just try to shave the cat, but unfortunately they didn't properly do it. They ended up killing the cat. And, alright. So anyway, what I'm trying to get at is the producers of the shows, both of those shows, are making me very uncomfortable because, Family Guy, they had no respect for the other creatures of Mother Gaia. And the same thing for the Dan versus. Dan versus, out of anger, wanted to get back at the animal shelter by blowing it up. But in the end, he had a change of heart when he found Mr. Muggles, and he rescued her. I say it's her because Mr. Muggles was actually supposed to be a girl cat. And the first thing is that, and then finally he had to change the heart, even though his bomb was set to blow up the animal shelter to release all the animals. The thing I'm trying to say that gets me upset about both of these shows is the lack of respect for creatures. Let me tell you something. We are not superior to any other creature of this planet. We are equal to them. We are our partners in life. They are our friends. They're not our pets. Yes, we help take care of them. Yes, we make sure that their needs are met. That is absolutely true. But to treat animals as a secondary issue in your life really, really, makes me very angry. The first question that makes me wonder about the writer's integrity is, do they really know or ever think about how many people in these shows would upset? Someone say, oh, you're thin-skinned. Excuse me. I see a lot of actual animal cruelty in real life. I don't need to see someone trying to make it into a comedy. It's not funny. It stinks. And you know what I think stinks even worse? Is the fact is that these writers are trying to make it into a comedy. It's not funny. We are to respect all creatures of Mother Asna, Mother Gaia, all of our fellow creatures on this earth have the equal rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, no matter what. I don't know now this is related to another issue that really makes me blow my fuse. Where the hell does it say, except in the Judeo-Christian Aramaic texts, that man is to take dominion of all the earth? Don't you realize we're meant to treat all creatures of this planet with the same respect and equality as we expect? For it says, do unto others as you will have them do unto you. Jesus didn't specify animals, and he didn't specify people. All creatures are our brothers and sisters. All creatures are special and are loved by Mother Asna and Mother Gaia. So some people say it's the same, which is fine. Mother Gaia is Mother Asna's earthly counterpart, meaning that when she's referring to the earth, we talk about Gaia. When we're talking about the great galactic goddess, we're talking about Mother Asna. Some would say they see them as different goddesses. Okay, I can see that. But what is important to understand is Mother God and Father God have given us all the ability to share this planet with other creatures. And by the way, that's something else that angers me, is something that has to do with sport hunting. That is hunting just for the sheer sake of killing, without even considering what to do with a dead animal. Long ago, it was more common to go big game hunting. What did you do with the animals after you killed them? Did you eat them? No, it just left them there to rot. What a waste. What a waste. An animal gives up its life for you, and you don't even respectfully realize that that animal, or whatever, should have the same right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as you do. Now, like I said, there's a lot of things going on in the world lately, and I've been feeling deep down in my bosom. Let me tell you, besides those things I mentioned, I don't feel right. I don't know why. I know the new energies are coming in. I see them every day. But right now, I'm at a point in my life where I feel kind of like the character in the Korean drama Snow Queen says at the beginning of episode 1, which is on YouTube, when he talks about the Snow Queen freezing alone. But she took Kay because she had nothing. No one to share her life with. This applies to anybody. How many people in this day and age are looking for companionship and will never have it? How many people in this world will sit there and say, gee, wouldn't it be nice if I could just share my gifts with another person? Last year, I began to feel the beginnings of this. But this year, I really feel it. It's not depression. At least, not in the traditional sense. It's more like reminiscing of the good times. It's like Lynn Anderson sings, for the good times. We have watched our world go through so many traumatic events. We have seen people start wars and do wanton murder and hurt just because they feel it's fun. It's not fun. Not when it hurts somebody else. That's not fun. We have to stop that. Because sometime, one day, they're going to say that you're just as much open game. The new energies are coming in, but yet at the same time, I, like many other enlightened people, have been trying to tell you people, it's gotta stop. The abuse, the wars, the hurt, and the pain has got to stop. We can't continue on like this anymore. For those of us who are feeling the new energies, it makes it so much harder because we know what could be next. We know that there's supposed to be happiness. But the sad truth is that not too many people are ready to give up the bad ways. What a shame. What a real shame that the good things of the world are never talked about and the bad things get all the press and the news. What about those men and women, the unsung heroes, the ones that do their best to help other people and other creatures in need, who go through and try to reach out and show a loving, giving personality, who try to share with people the truth and the enlightenment of the future. But you know what? We're never talked about, are we? I have always been, for example, willing to take your comments in your emails. I have been going through asking people to send me comments and emails. And you know what? I ask myself one question. Why won't you do that? Are you afraid? Why? Why are you afraid to talk to people? Why are you afraid to say, Michelle, we need to discuss issue A, B, C, and D? I haven't heard you say any of that. Look around you, people. There's enough issues in this world to drive you basically berserk. You have to just pick one. They're everywhere. By the way, some of the camera gear is coming, but the most important pieces are always the small, tiny ones. I'm talking about the connectors for the cameras. Those are not here yet. Those gotta come from China, and by the time they show up here, it probably will be November. And that's frustrating me, because I really am looking forward to have an episode with you when I could show you what we're going to be doing. But yet, I can't do that. The gear's not here. I'm not going to start a video and just show you part of the camera and go, gee, but I can't show you it working because I don't have the pieces. That's not very cool. What the heck is that? So, again, we won't guarantee, can't guarantee we're going to be doing any videos until all the parts come. And then we can plan it to get out there and put those videos on the air. We're going to do our best we can. One of the things I also wanted to point out to you is I mentioned last year, let's talk about the energies for a second, because I mentioned them in the beginning. I'm going to talk about them now in more detail. The earth is changing, and depending on who you listen to, either Edgar Casey or Terence McKenna about his time wave zero, where we reach singularity. One thing is obvious. Things are not the same, kiddo. The world is not the same. And the thing that's scary is instead of trying to embrace the positive energies, I see more and more people trying to embrace what is wrong with the earth as it is now in the 3D earth. Fear, pain, anger, abuse, sadness, frustration, anxiety, depression. Instead of looking at the possibility that just maybe once we get over that hump, once we get away from thinking about bad things and start focusing on making things right, then maybe we'll be ready for 5D Earth. Look around how fast things are changing around you. You don't even need to look at things so much. Time compression is accelerating. I woke up, it seemed like 10 minutes ago. And guess what? I woke up at 11 o'clock this morning, and it's already, look at my clock right now on my phone here. It is already 3:15 in the afternoon. What? Does that mean that the actual concept of counting time has sped up? Or does time itself physically sped up? Or has it been our perception of time that has sped up? You figure it out. Because I sure the hell can't. You know, the thing is, when you start talking about things like that, is it leaves a lot of questions about what is going on around you. Now, I just read from the Pew report that only 48% of the United States is now listed as Protestant. And they say the rest of the United States is non-affiliated with Christianity at all. Or they're considered secular religion. Can I tell you something? No, that's not the case at all. In fact, the sad truth is, in the many websites I've been on, how many websites have, if they ask for religious affiliation, is there a category for pagan? I have not seen too many. Oh, there's Wiccan. I can click that because I'm partly Wiccan. I'm partly Druid. Kind of sounds like a variation of Donnie Marie. I'm a little bit Wiccan, and I'm a little bit Druid too. But the point is that those questions are not on many surveys. And so, what are you going to choose? Are you going to select Christian? Hell, I'm not a Christian. Why would I choose Christian? I'm not a Christian, some would say. The only other choice is none? No religion? You're not going to choose you're Christian when you're not a Christian. You're not going to choose Jewish if you're not Jewish. You're not going to choose Muslim if you're not Muslim. Do you see what I'm saying? Or Buddhist. Maybe the problem is the Pew Research people have got to get a couple things clear. I don't think it's a matter of people being atheist. I don't think it's that simple. I think the problem is you're not asking the right question. Do I believe in a God and a goddess? Yes, I do. Do I believe in the Christian Bible? No, I do not. And I will tell you one reason why I do not subscribe to a lot of the stuff in the Bible. Okay? First of all, how much of the stuff in the Bible can be verified? And if the Bible indeed was written by the hand or by the inspiration of God, makes God, especially in the Old Testament, look like a mean, spiteful old man that basically wants to destroy things, including babies and children. I mean, that doesn't sound like the Yahweh I know. Doesn't sound like my Yahweh at all. Father Yahweh, Father God, loves everybody. But He doesn't actually deal on a one-to-one basis with every human being on earth. He lets Mother God take care of most of that earthly issues. He just takes care of maintaining the galactic things, the universe, the solar system, the stars. He lets Mother God take care of the more personal issues that affect us all. I don't even understand why. Also, another thing too about Christianity is it's a fear-based faith. All those evangelicals who for years have said, if you do not live according to the Bible and the Word of God, thou shalt be condemned to the fires of hell. Really? Why would God want to condemn people to the fires of hell? That doesn't sound like the God I know. Christians or ex-Christians have begun to ask themselves, why am I believing in this fear-mongering faith system that says that I am going to go to hell if I don't live a perfect life and got to keep all my ducks in a row? You can't. It's never going to happen. You can't live perfect lives. Mother knows that. Father Yahweh knows that too. And guess who wrote most of the Bible? A small group of people. Patriarchal society. Same thing with the Quran. At least Muhammad was trying to bring peace to the Arab world. He wrote his book, and then somebody else doctored it to say things like treat women with disdain and disrespect. Don't you see what I'm getting at? Something is wrong when you start looking at the Christian churches, and everybody knows that. And those people who were ex-Christians have said, I can no longer support this doctrine because it doesn't make any sense. Look at all the harm that's going on, all the wars and wars upon wars, and the rumors of wars, and all the pestilence and famine, and all the... Then we say that God is angry? God should not be angry, because we come to earth to learn. This is why we're here. We're not here to sit there and hurt other people. Unfortunately, there are people that do. Yes, they do. There are people that will hurt each other. We talked about negative entities last time, and a lot of them do know. People do know the negative entities, at least in part, because we all have run into them. These are the people who do not care. They're human versions. They do not care about the well-being of other people. They don't care about the well-being of animals or other creatures of Mother Asna, Mother Gaia. And then you got people like me who are very, very empathetic. When I say have strong empathy, we know and we feel it. And we feel the negative energies, and it vibrates against our skull, and it's just like we just want it to stop. But we know the only way it's going to stop is if the fifth age comes, and the negative entities will be swept away when the new earth is created. There is a new earth coming. The beginning's already here. I've asked a lot of my pagan brothers and sisters what we really need in this earth, and they said, we need love, and we need to respect all creatures of Mother, and Father too. Because no Wiccan or Druid or many of the other pagan religions support the treating of violence or by using violence. We go through our lives trying to show love and kindness. And I don't think there's much I can say other than that. But I can say a lot. So, go ahead. Do you ever see all the stuff that's out there right now and you ask yourself, why is this going on? I'll tell you why it's going on. Because the old ways are trying to protect what is they think is the best way. They don't want the new energies to come in. And so they're trying to cling to ways of the past. Because they think the ways of the past of money, greed, selfishness is the best way. People are beginning to ask themselves this. Is it really the better way? Here's the deal. Michelle has talked about this over and over again. I'm not going to disagree with her 100%. I agree with her 100%. But I do have to add one thing. Like Michelle said, she really loves you. She loves everybody. And yet, no one ever writes to us. Very few people ever say thank you. She talks about the unsung heroes, the ones that no one mentions, the ones that try to do the right thing. Maybe if the news, like Michelle said, focused more on the good, maybe there wouldn't be so much depression or unhappiness in the world. I don't know what's going to happen in 2012 anymore, December 21st, any more than Michelle does. But I do know that I've seen Michelle, I've seen her struggle with those questions every night. What next? Where do we go? What's going to be the next thing that's going to happen to us in the world? When is the new energies going to finally trump the old ones? Here's the secret, Michelle. To make the new energies trump the old ones, you have to make sure to keep focusing on the good things that are coming. Mother loves you. Father loves you. I love you. But as long as people are trying to say that the ways of the world in the past are good ways, as long as people are trying to encourage the wanton destruction of the earth, anybody who ever thinks about it, did you ever think about what all the things that have happened to our earth in the last 100 years? Alone, 100 years. We're talking about 1912 on. 4 years before World War I. How much hate has festered in this world? How much anger? How much despair? How much mental illness has climbed to the point where people don't even know what to do anymore? And in the last 4 years alone, we're coming to a head. And for people like me, Michelle, it's really taken a toll on us. We want to bring peace to the world. But it's hard when the world wants to continue its ways of destruction. Now, I know, Michelle, when you were a teenager, the world seemed a little bit better. Yeah. We had happier music, for the most part. Nowadays, we've got music that talks about, what? Destruction? Broken marriages, crime, drugs, homelessness, poverty. All those things should have been squashed years ago. And yet, like Michelle said, nothing has been done. Why can we allow this to happen to people? Why are we allowing all these things to happen? Does anybody think about that? I know Michelle. I know what she does. I know she's just not great. I know she's been working hard to maintain her weather. And I know the negative energies are taking a toll on her soul. And yet the sad truth is, no one ever listens. All Michelle ever asks for people to do is to listen to the message. Michelle doesn't want to see harm continue. And neither do I. We both would like to see changes. And the changes start with you. Go out there and show somebody some happy times. Make someone's life a little better. Do what you can to stop the disease of depravity and negativity and violence. Stop the attitude that all life is insignificant to human life, because all life is equally precious to Mother and Father God. All life is blessed. I am really, really much agree that we have got to make a conscious effort to change our way of thinking. Those people who have been watching our video for the most part are trying to make a change. For many cases, you could say, we are preaching to your choir. But go out there and share these videos and these audios with your friends. Wake them up. Let them know that there is a way, a truth, and a life coming. And it's open to anybody who's willing to start over, to embrace the positive energies. Michelle feels the negative energies of every person on this earth. I have seen it. It's putting her down. She doesn't know what to do anymore. She's a clairvoyant. She's clairsentient. She can pick it up and she's also empathic. She feels it down in her bones. As everybody wishes, and they keep saying, for the good times. But the sad truth is, we gotta stop living in the past. And we gotta start changing the now. Because once the fifth dimensional energies come in, there will be no past. It will be the eternal now. What you do in your life is going to make a big difference in the life of your friends, in your comrades, and fellow men, women, children, and pet animals, and plants. We need to embrace positive energies by doing the best we can to brighten the lives of the people around us. It's not ironic that Jesus of Nazareth himself was trying to share that with the people of Israel. And how many people of Israel did not even take his message seriously? Yet there were a few, 12 men and a woman, that took Jesus' word to heart to make a conscious difference, to bring peace in the world. And yet, they keep holding on to, especially St. Paul, kept holding on to their old ways, which created all kinds of confusion. Christianity. The way, the truth, and the life is meant for anybody. It's a shame. It's a real shame that for all us people in the world today who are afraid to call themselves Christian because they know the true divine message, but don't want to subscribe to the fear factor game that organized religion has been preaching. There is another group of Protestants who are quietly asking people to rethink what they've heard and ask if there's anything wrong with the message. It's called heart faith. Heart faith is instinctual. It's built into every single creature on this earth. It's very different than head faith. You can have head faith, but if your heart faith and your head faith don't agree, it causes turmoil and unhappiness as you try to rationalize what you don't subscribe to with what you know in your heart is true. Michelle is a tough person, but she's also a loving person. True, Michelle is a snow queen, but that doesn't mean that Michelle wants to see everybody freeze and die and be homeless. Michelle has been trying so hard to balance the needs of many people. The curse that was placed on Michelle last year made Michelle helpless to bring things into balance. Brothers and sisters, please pray to our God and Goddess that peace will come in soon, and that the third age, the 3D earth, will be ending soon, and that we can all live in divine peace. This bad times have got to stop. Make your friends happy. Bring happiness to all creatures of this earth. You don't have to worry about imperfection. It's okay. Mother knows, Father knows, that sometimes it's hard to do. But if you think of all the things that we do every day of our lives, how many things can we do just by saying, peace be with you? Michelle, one of the things I will tell you is that I would say, do not become disheartened, for that is how negative entities begin to ruin you. Keep working to subscribe to the peaceful ways, the loving ways. I know things are tough. I know the pain in your heart is real. I love you. Mother loves you. Father loves you too. And I wish for all you out there to pray for each other and show love to all creatures. For we are all part from the goddess, and to the goddess we shall return like a drop of rain flowing into the ocean. No one creature is better than the other, for we all are part of the system, that we all depend on each other for the divine life. Thank you for listening to this. Now go out there and spread peace and love to all fellow creatures. Fare thee well, and we'll see each other soon. Fare thee well. Fare thee well. And thanks a lot. You're welcome. I feel better. I do too. Because I sensed that you've been bumped up a little bit. You've been given a little reminder that there is a divine future. Keep the faith. Thank you. And like Michelle said, why don't you send us in comments? We want to hear from you. Tell us what you feel. Email us. Send a video comment, audio comment, whichever one you want. Talk to us. Share your feelings. Fare thee well, everyone. Like Lumi said, may the God and the Goddess be with you all.